Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. I'm sorry that this wasn't yesterday, but here we are nonetheless, reviewing deadline day. Yeah, hope everybody is doing well. We'll wait just a couple more minutes to get more people in the chat. Yeah, I'm absolutely knackered, but I'm really happy. If you see me just sort of slightly nodding off like this, yeah, I had a late night last night. I had a very, very late night last night, waiting. That was interesting. That was absolutely very, very, very interesting indeed. But it was productive. It was productive staying up that late. Cool. Right. You know what I'll do? I'll tweet out. I'll do a tweet. Share. Copy. Live. Right, that's tweeted. Nice. You know what? I'll Instagram it as well. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Right, let me grab the link. I will be. Oh, I've gone out of focus. Anyway, that's great, isn't it? Link. Paste. There we go. Right then. Let's get underway. Once I'm back in focus, I'm gonna have to open Logitech, aren't I, and get it sorted that way. But right. So what we'll do is, to start off, as we're back in focus there, we will go through the transfer window as a whole first. Just briefly have a look at what we did, who did what. Just totally looking at all the incomings and all the outgoings that happened from Hull City. We will then have a look at all championship dealings towards the end of the stream. And in between that, we will look. I think Sky usually have a good page. Or, excuse me. Right. Let's get going, shall we? Let's get going. Up the Tigers, Jeff. The under-21s went bad on Monday. It was just unfortunate. They were playing a really, really good Cat 1 academy team, and it showed how good Forest were. Hi Josh, hi Ollie. Hope you're doing well, pal. I'm all right. Very tired. How you doing, Martin? All right. Evening, Ashley. Hope you're well, mate. I'm so upset to see Wonder Kid James Scott leave the club. Well, Connor, I've seen your tweet about Baz, and he's and you've deleted it in protest that he replied to you. Yeah, I think you've backtracked pretty quickly on that one, pal. Kieran reckons we needed a left back. Now I disagree here because got Greavesy who's playing there, got Callum Elder, Matty Jacobs still knocking about, and we've got what's his name? Brandon Fleming, of course. Brandon Fleming out on loan, who's in Rosenior's long-term plans. Baz blocked me on Twitter. That's why I deleted the tweet. Nah, keep it up, mate. It's heritage. Yeah, to be fair, Ashley's got a point, Connor. You were quite out of the blue with it. As in, deadline day is the most stressful day of the year for us content creators. And for journalists, it's even worse. Because they're the ones trusted to find out about things. Fabrizio Romano will be, on deadline day, the hardest working bloke in the whole of Europe. Connor, what's this you've sent me? You've sent 50 grand Regan Slater into a random bloke's Twitch chat. Anyway, Tiger Boy, good about Emmanuel leaving. Hopefully gets his career back on track. Gutted that De La Fuente deal collapsed. We'll talk about that very soon. Thoughts on Adjun? Legend. Absolute legend. No, they don't need me at striker. I cannot shoot to save my life. Right, so let's have a look at, just an overview of the window as a whole then. So for City, Aaron Connolly came in on loan, as did Malcolm Ebiuri. Uriel Theli is a permanent Hull City player, as is Harry Vaughan, two young prospects. And our third deadline day signing alongside those two was Carl Darlow on loan to the end of the season. Outgoings, Billy Chadwick went to Boston on a 1-month loan. Randell Williams left permanently to go to Bolton. Brandon Fleming is out on loan at Oxford now. Durkan Sinik has gone back to Antalyaspor on loan. Harvey Vale's loan was ended. Tyler Smith has joined Brandon Fleming out on loan at Oxford. Salaru Ladham Hand's loan was cut short by Arsenal. Uriel Theli left on loan so that he can get work permit points. And James Scott left permanently to Exeter. And Josh Emmanuel is now a Grimsby Town player permanently. That's what we did. That's what we did across the last month. Wonder if we'll be signing Conrad in the summer. Well, we've had a couple of comments about Conrad now. Ollie, first of all, not to be biased, but Coyle should go out on loan as he doesn't start. It's not just every player who doesn't start needs to go out on loan. You need deputy in certain positions, mate. And Louis Coyle is more than capable to fill in for Cyrus Christie when need be. You've just got a vendetta. Yes, Uriel Theli has gone out on loan. Owen, that is the case. So let's have a look at Conrad De La Fuente then, and we'll talk you through. Well, these are my signing notes for him. And see, Connor, we have got a lot of players in the attacking areas, and I don't see why we needed him. But the loan would have been pretty low risk. And if he played well, we would have had an option to buy in there. Yagish Shabankoglu, a big, reliable source for City News out in Turkey, said we had a 1.8 million euro option to buy at the end of the season. Agreed. 21-year-old winger, born in Miami, came through Barcelona's La Masia Academy and played 3 times for their first team with Barcelona from the age of from 2013, which would have made him about 11 years old, which is crazy. And then he moved on to Marseille, where to date, 23 appearances, 1 goal and 3 assists. He had a disappointing loan spell at Olympiacos earlier this season. But he would have been a relatively low risk but potentially high reward signing. It's quite an unbalanced squad. Got a lot of good attacking quality, but not much depth at the back. Need to sign Keylor Navas. Well, my God. Wow. Fraser would have been a good signing. I'm not sure I agree with that one. I think De La Fuente would have been better. Strange Josh only has a contract till the end of the season at Grimsby. That'll be because he's been absent for so long. And with his lack of, the lack of public knowing, is that the right way to phrase it? I don't know, about his injury and what happened there. I understand Grimsby just putting him 6 months, again, low risk. It'll have been a low fee. See how he does. But he'll absolutely rip League Two to pieces. What I saw of him on Monday night was very, very good. Someone else who was there, Jaden Chibanga. How are you, pal? Jaden City, under 18 player, got scholarship with the academy. Need me up top. It'll come, mate. It'll come. Race Quickfire says, nah, our team is class now. Playoffs beckoning. Ashley, how would I rate Rosenior's thinning plan? Now we have 25 senior players, counting Lotta Tyler, but not Coville, Callum Jones, Will Jarvis, or Matty Jacob. Also counting Ali Ya. But in that 25, are you counting Tyler Smith, Brandon Fleming, Dokan Sinek, all out on loan? Because there's a lot in there that are out on loan. Uriel Thelly, Harvey Cartwright out on loan. So I forgot to mention Cartwright in my thing, bloody hell. Well, I won't mention that one to him. But yeah, it's thinner, but as Coxie says, is it as trimmed as Rosenior wanted? Because there's a lot of players that have just gone out on loan. And we have, we've got Brandon out on loan, Dodo out on loan, Harvey, Tyler, Uriel. And then from earlier in the season, we've got Macaulay Snellgrove still out on loan at Gateshead. Not Gateshead, sorry, Crusaders. I was looking at the column below on my table where I've got Jevon Mills. So an interesting thing to look at is the contracts. The contracts at the end of the season. And we'll look at that a little bit later on. But back to Conrad de la Fuente. This was all set to go ahead. We'd beaten off competition from Real Zaragoza. He was coming to us. Adjun, he's good friends with Marseille's owner. He personally brokered the deal. But what held it up was a combination of the French window finishing at 10 o'clock UK time. And so that's one thing. And the other was Olympiacos. And the fact that discussions took a bit longer with the Greek side. So, the best way, I'll describe it as, with this bit of paper. This bit of paper would have given Marseille and Hull City extra time to do the deal. City knew this needed to be put into the EFL. So City, before everything fell apart, they handed this piece of paper to the EFL. There we go. But then, there is another bit of paper. And this bit of paper needs to go to the FFF, the French Football Federation, or whatever that translates to in French. I can't be bothered. So this is Marseille saying we're still going to have a player going out. And this needed to be handed to the French football authorities before 10 o'clock UK time. This couldn't be handed in because Olympiacos basically dragged out the talks to end his loan deal. And because this wasn't handed to the French authorities in time, that meant even though we handed this piece of paper in, we couldn't do the deal. That's the best way, figuratively, showing you it, well, not figuratively, showing you it physically, that's the best way I can describe it. So because Olympiacos took so long, that backdated the whole thing, even though De La Fuente landed in the country, landed in London about 3 or 4 hours before the deadline. That's, that is what it is. At the end of the day, that is what it is. Does Darlow start over Ingram? Now, he's going to have to win his place. For me, I don't get the hate towards Matty. He's a lovely, lovely bloke, first of all. And he's a really, really good shot stopper. He's proved that in a Hull City shirt. And now he's also proving that he's getting more comfortable with the system. So Darlow's got to win that place. Ingram has that shirt. Darlow's got to win it. Raise quickfire. We have so much depth at the back. I don't know what people are speaking about. The more attackers, the better to score more goals. And our defence has been class. Yeah, defence has been good since we've seen you come in. Evening, Marcus. Hope you well, pal. It was great, thank you. Darlow, good signing. I agree. Owen Evans, how long's Pelkas out for? He's back in training this week. And he'll be sort of coming back, slowly getting back. And I think he'll be back by the end of next month. Would I have a bet on Rossini getting us promoted in 2 years? Interest. I'm not sure. It all depends on the time that he's given because managers don't typically get given a lot of time now. Guessing we'll try again in the summer to sign Simons permanently. Well, that is another one. Let's have a discussion about Xavier Simons. I didn't have a banner made. I do now. So Xavier Simons. The best way I can describe what happened with Xavier Simons on deadline day is Chelsea just had an absolute administrative meltdown. People might think Todd Bowley is the best thing to happen to any type of English football ever. But this administration error on deadline day, something of this magnitude with so many players, shows that there is still a lot of work to do behind the scenes since Roman Abramovich took all of that staff with him. Like Marina Granovskaya, she was a big one behind the scenes in terms of getting things done. And it's quite clear that she maybe hasn't been replaced adequately enough by Chelsea's new ownership. We agreed a deal for Xavi. We agreed that deal. That deal was all agreed. He was ready to come in. We agreed a fee with Chelsea. There was no threat of any other club taking him and his loan spell being cut. Burnley were interested for the summer. I read there's a couple of League One and League Two teams who wanted him on loan. But Rossini was adamant the best place for Xavi to be is here. And I do think we'll go back in for Xavi in the summer, as I think we will also go back in for Conrad de la Fuente. Because ultimately nothing broke down between Olympique Marseille and Hull City AFC. It was just Olympiacos that held the deal up. We and Marseille are still in good terms. We're still on good terms. And what happened with Chelsea, with the Xavier Simons deal, is a similar thing to what happened with Hakim Ziyech going to PSG. Basically, Chelsea bottled everything. It happened with Hakim Ziyech, it happened with Xavier Simons, and I believe it also happened with Amari Hutchinson, another Chelsea young player who was due to go to West Brom as well. I'm going to fact check myself on that one because I don't want to spread, misinformation. Amari Hutchinson's proposed loan move to West Brom fallen through. Late stage, 19-year-old close to joining the Baggies on loan. However, West Brom decided to sign Mark Albrighton from Leicester. All right, there's nothing in that article which I've clicked on. West Brom News says that West Brom pulled the plug on it. Chelsea were ready to announce him. All right, so I've maybe got this wrong then. Perhaps it was West Brom who pulled the plug on it because maybe Chelsea were taking too long. I don't know. But it happened with Hakim Ziyech, definitely, going to PSG. Ziyech's furious about that. And so are PSG. And by the sounds of things, it's happened here as well. I'll see what Baz Cooper's official quote was. About Xavi. Baz said, lots of questions about Xavier Simons. He remains at #HCAFC on loan from Chelsea, but the permanent deal didn't quite go through in time. Seeing Liam Rosenior tomorrow, so we'll get a few updates. Matty Haywood then replied, looks like Chelsea shafted a good few clubs last night in getting the Enzo Fernandez deal done instead, PSG being one of them. Baz then replied, yep, PSG are not happy. Chelsea's transfer policy under the new fella is wild, chaotic, doesn't even cover it. I'll quickly have a look if there's anything else. He said, I know City wanted it done and sorted, but they've got time. They're still in the box seat and it can be done in the summer. Okay. So, by the looks of things, Chelsea just bottle everything, apart from the Enzo Fernandez deal. And by the way, Todd Boehly definitely has FFP's nudes. Why has Tyler Smith gone for... No, he's only gone on loan, but his contract's up at the end of the season. Yeah, Ashley's just said it there. I'm doing Stoke, Connor. I'm not doing Norwich or Bristol City. If we'd got Conrad and maybe a left back, I would have said that's the perfect transfer window. Rosenior had a dream to build a football team. Incredible analogy with the paper. Thank you. Decent transfer window. Darlow to start versus Cardiff. Did the Toffolo deal fall through at Anderlecht? Yes, it did. In a nutshell, like in December, we hit the French. England slow on the ball. At times, yes. At times, no. Todd Boehly's an absolute joke of an owner. Spending that much on Mudryk was appalling. I'm not worried. We'll get him in the summer. Yes. I agree. Yeah, they sent the wrong document to PSG, didn't they? My God. I think we're such a different team compared to last season. So for me, anything the manager has the backing. If we get Marcus Maddison, we'll have even more depth up top. Behave, Musa. But that's Xavi. Look, it didn't get done, but we are in pole position to get him in the summer. And Rosenior is very, very keen on bringing Xavier Simons in. The final rumour we'll look through is Murray Aiken. He is an 18-year-old central midfielder from Hibernian. He made his professional debut for Hibernian in the final game of last season, the same game that James Scott scored a hat-trick in. And, well, this one was a backup option, it seems. As far as I'm aware, bringing in Murray Aiken was a backup option for in case we couldn't agree a deal with Chelsea for Xavier Simons. as soon as we started making progress on that deal, and that got agreed before Chelsea shafted everyone apart from Enzo Fernandez, we just sort of let this one go. We might be back in from in the summer. I think it's unlikely if we're definitely going to get Xavi, but January market's volatile. The summer window is a little bit calmer, but it can still spring some surprises. Right. Will Darlow play versus Sheffield United? Will Malcolm feature versus Cardiff? Starting 11 won't be changed unless anyone from it is ruled out. I agree, you don't change a winning team. Ronaldo not ending his career at Al Nassr, Hull City inbound. Please, no. We should send David Milinkovic. God, do not David Milinkovic. On the Old Eye of the Tiger podcast account, I posted, after he left to go to Vancouver Whitecaps, I posted a nice, I thought was a nice and sincere, wish of goodwill towards David out in Canada. He then blocked the account. So, cock. That's all I'll say. Should we move on to reviewing the departures then on deadline day? So the first movement was Tyler Smith leaving on loan. At the start of the window, I was sceptical, but having seen who we've brought in, I'm not so against this anymore. Tyler, it's a good loan move. It's a good loan move for him. He's out there with Brandon Fleming. He impressed at League One level for Swindon. But had he been in our team in that League One season, like I said in my video, he'd almost certainly have reached double digits and may even have been pushing up over 20 and up there with Malik Wilks' 19 in the league. So I think he'll do really well. Oxford, they're chasing playoffs. Yeah, good move for Ty. I do wonder what's going to happen with his contract, though. Tyler needs games on the bench. Is he on the bench tonight? Is Fleming starting, Jeff? Is Fleming starting? Oldham player looks promising. Could be good one for the future, and the Peru player has me intrigued to see how he develops. From what I've seen, he looks promising. I agree. We'll touch on Yuri Elfeli in just a moment. The second departure was Salaru Ladham Hand. His loan move here, terminated by Arsenal. Injuries ruined him, really, didn't they? Injuries ruined his time here. And look, I'm sure he had a whale of a time living up north for 6 months. Or so I've heard anyway. Apparently he was quite prolific in the DMs. So I said if he's that prolific on the pitch, we're on to a winner. So yeah. Salah, right? No, I'm disappointed for the kid. I really am. In the open training session, he looked pretty decent, and Arsenal fans rated him highly. When the deal got done, I was talking to troops, formerly of Arsenal Fan TV, around the pool in Tenerife. And he said he's very highly rated at Arsenal. But injury let him down. Injury let him down. As Connor says, shame about Salah. Thanks for the memories. Thanks for the memories, my God. James Scott, then. He was the penultimate departure. And look, it just never worked. James admitted it himself. It just never, ever worked. And that's not necessarily anyone's fault. It's just the way football works sometimes. But he got injured in his very first training session, but came back, scored a goal early on, and thought, right, we've got some promise here. In League One, I thought he could have done something. He impressed me in the Papa John's Trophy games, but he just couldn't dislodge Keno and Malik and Josh McGuinness. And when Keno was out the team for a little bit because of that whole contract dispute, which was really, really weird, the team collectively just had a bit of a slump of form. So, yeah, I'm disappointed for James that it never worked out, but lovely, lovely bloke. And best of luck to him at Exeter. He's under a gaffer there who is under a gaffer who played. He played decent. Well, played decent football under Gary Caldwell when he was assistant at Hibs last year. Yeah. Thank you, James, for somehow scoring 20 plus goals and being the club's top scorer on my FM21 save in the 22-23 championship season. Oh. I think it was my FIFA 21 career mode. James Scott became an absolute beast. I think he got up to something like 92 overall. He was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant. He was really high potential in that FIFA. But yeah, shame that it never reached the heights. And then Josh Emmanuel. This one just hurts. This one's just really, really painful. I mean, look. We will never know what injury or what health issue, what illness it was that stopped Josh playing men's football for 15 months. And, when I spoke to him after the injury and in that intervening 15 months between his last game, I think it was Middlesbrough or Barnsley. It was one of them. And then his return to action for the under-21s, and now he's moved to Grimsby. He always seemed totally fine. But that's the weird thing. People can seem totally fine and have something going underlying. Look at Enoch and Weapon for Brentford. Playing so well, really highly rated. But then as it turns out, he's got an underlying hereditary heart condition, very rare, and has to retire. And that was only discovered when he was 24, which is nuts. And for Josh, it's such a real shame that it never worked out. He was so good in League One, and he's definitely more than capable. He's a more than capable, solid mid-table championship player, and he'd do a job for us if he needed to deputise for Cyrus Christie or Louis Coyle, in my opinion. And when I watched him for the under-21s on occasion, I'll refer to Monday, where he was playing as a left-sided centre-half alongside Jack Leckie at the back, a trialist at left-back, Louis Charlton at right-back. And Jaden Chabanga, if you're still in the chat, you'll agree, Jeff. You said you saw me there. He was solid. He was so solid, and it's a crying shame. To any Grimsby fans, he will absolutely tear it up in League Two. Once you get him fit and once you get him playing games, he will be such an incredible player in League Two. And I hope that having Andy Smith there is sort of a nice way to sort of bleed him into that team. And yeah. Go well, Josh. Go well, mate. All the best. And it's a real shame. Who do I think will get the number 10 shirt as Mhanda's left? Ebby Owie. That's pretty much confirmed. 37 for Darlow, David Robson's number. Dave Robson isn't out on loan, so he will keep that. I think Darlow will get 25 or 12. That's my personal opinion. I think it'll be 25 or 12. I don't think he'll get 23, and I don't think he'll get 14. They're my thoughts. Right. Yeah, Jeff agrees. He was class on Monday. He was absolutely class on Monday, and I get there is a step up from academy underage football into the men's game. But he looked so good. And yeah, like I say, go well, Josh. Go well. And now I'm going to have a quick sip of water. Move my empty bottle over there. Cheers. And then we will move on to signings. Uriel Theli signing a 2.5-year deal, taking him up to the summer of 2025. No club option on that one. Yeah. I'm pleased. It's been one that's rumoured for... it's one that's been rumoured for a while. And look, I think it's clear he's a club project. Liam Rosenior's made clear that he's a club project. And I think give him time. Let him get his work permit. Playing games for the Peruvian national team. Playing more games of football out in Peru. That'll get him the points he needs to get his visa, to get a work permit, and for the Home Office to say, yeah, he can come in. Although, with Suella Braverman in the Home Office, he won't come in until he's 40, probably. He's not on FIFA. Is Tete back for Stoke? No. Tete is back for Norwich, I believe. So Stoke will be the final game of his 3-match ban. So yeah, Uriel Theli, not really too much to add. Suella or Priti Patel? You must choose one. Oh, now that's asking me if I want some sort of weird scrotum disease or heart failure. Would I rather standing dog poo or standing horse poo? That's the debate we're having here. I can't answer it. Well, no, I definitely can. It's absolutely Priti Patel. At least she had a veneer of competence. Suella Braverman she just sort of rocks up, thinks, right, I'm going to say we're going to have 10 more police officers on the streets today. And just hope that 10 police officers just magically appear out of thin air as she clicks her fingers. So, halfway stage of the season, all players back fit. What's your lineup and formation? Oh, Coxie, I'm going to save that comment. Until the end. I'm going to favourite it, though. And when I scroll back through, we'll keep that. Pretty for me, at least you didn't down on genocide survive. Yeah, good point. Prime Greaves or Prime Coyle? Ooh, okay. Which one's Greaves and which one's Coyle? Which one's Greaves and which one's Coyle? Lemon and lime Coyle? Blue raspberry Greaves? That's what we'll go with. Because, yeah, Musa, you're very right. Greaves prime yet to come. But this is prime Greaves. And this is better. Not by much, they're both still dreadful. But this one is better. Do you want me to sign these bottles and I'll give them away? Shall I sign them and give them away? Shall I sign them and give them away? me, give, please. I was kidding. Hope you didn't get them primes from Wakey Wines. Marcus, if you're still in the chat, confirm to Coxie where you got the primes from. Because no, I did not go to Wakey Wines. Bingo, Gala bingo, that sort of thing. Oh, Abdul, start the Audi, Abdul. Taxman's here. Run, Abdul. Don't know what that was. Prefer ties in myself. I think I prefer bleach, to be fair. No, right? Do not drink bleach, please. Have some common sense. Bingo. Wakey. All that sort of stuff. Joe, come closer. Oh my God. What is... Genuinely, I cannot believe Joe appeared to have a bit of a meltdown. Yes, I did. Wakey. But no, I genuinely cannot believe that we, as a civilization, have let Cal the Dragon sing Sweet Caroline at a nightclub. And we've got an off-license in Wakefield selling canned energy drinks for 100 quid. We have... Right, think. Albert Einstein, the theorem relativity, or whatever it was called. We've got Isaac Newton, who discovered gravity from this country. Alexander Fleming, penicillin. What was his name who discovered... like the cowpox stuff. Edward Jenner, was that him? I think that was him. But now we've given Wakefield Wines a platform. What, as a country, what have we become? But anyway, back on topic. What's the best shopping week, eh? Yeah, meltdown over. What do I think of the North Stand this season? Shoot towards the South second half. That's what I think. It yields better results. And someone says prime numbers since 2022. My brain switched from numbers to £2 bottles of liquid. Oh. Wakey. Bloody hell. I do think, though, the bailiffs would have an absolutely fantastic time down at Wakey Wines. I think they'd have a brilliant time. At this rate, UK will be basking in the starlight of Quasi. Oh, bloody hell. His career's fallen off a cliff, hasn't it? Quasi Kwarteng. Anyway, Carl Darlow. Away from Wakey Wines and Quasi Kwarteng and Suella Braverman and Priti Patel and... Yeah, Carl Darlow, that's a brilliant signing. We discussed it earlier in the stream, look. Competition for Ingram. We don't know what's going to happen with Baxter. Baz Cooper seems to reckon that Nathan Baxter's gone back to Chelsea, even though there is no official confirmation from either club that that's the case. Baz still says he's not part of our squad and says in every article he's not gone back. That he's gone back to Chelsea, but there's been no official confirmation that he has gone back to Chelsea. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It's very, 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 very weird. But Darlow, he'll have to win his place. He'll have to win his place. It won't just be, handed to him. But yeah, I'm pleased with that signing. Very, very pleased. Final one then. There's no point in having Baxter. Interesting take. Very interesting take. Final signing, Harry Vaughan. Now, I am really, really excited for this. I am really, really excited for this. Thinking long term, Harry Vaughan and Jim Sims, the Oldham boys in black and amber, the boys from Boundary Park. Look, these two are long term big for this football club, and and Harry seems, from what I've heard about him, he seems so quality, and I cannot wait to see what he can do in a Hull City shirt in the future. He's jumped straight into the 21s. He'll play games there after a successful trial. I believe in terms of squad number, I think he'll just pick up the next vacant one, which is 52. Yeah. Welcome, Uriel, Harry, and Carl. That's our deadline day done. That's our deadline day done. But what I'm going to look at now is the contract situation. We'll go to... Yeah, we'll go to 2023. Why not? You can barely see that at all. Is that better? That's probably how it's going to have to be. So we'll cover the scholarships because, well, we can talk about them later on. But I'll cover the scholarships for now. So sorry, Jake Brown, James Carr, Kyle Fanning, Keegan Green, Aman Penasar, Glenn Sarney, and Ben Vose. Your names are covered up. So, deals ending at the end of the season. First team-wise, Nathan Baxter, Billy Chadwick, Aaron Connolly, Vaughan Colville, Louis Coyle, Carl Darlow, Greg Doherty, Malcolm Ebiowei, Callum Elder. We'll put Will Jarvis and Matty Jacob in first team. They're about it a lot. Alfie Jones, Sean McLaughlin, Dimmy Pelkas, Xavier Simons, Tyler Smith. That's quite a list. Plus Louis Charlton, he's just signed a new 6-month extension. And all the academy boys as well who signed new contracts at the end of the season. I'm not fully, at the end of last season, I'm not fully sure on the length of them, but I'm fairly certain they're only 1-year deals. So I don't think we'll keep Nathan Baxter on. I think Nathan will leave. I think Billy Chadwick will leave as well. If Aaron Connolly keeps up these performance levels, I don't see why he wouldn't stay permanently. I think Vaughan Colville will stick around, as will Louis Coyle. I'm not sure about Darlow yet. Doherty, I think, will stay. Malcolm Ebiowei, I think he's a 6-month loan. We won't see him after that. I reckon Callum Elder might go, Matty Jacob, I think, will stay. Will Jarvis will stay. Alfie Jones will stay. Sean McLaughlin will stay. I reckon Demetrius Pelkas will sign a permanent deal. His contract at FanHub is up at the end of the season. I think Xavier Simons will sign a permanent deal as well. And I'm not sure what will happen with Tyler Smith. But that is all food for thought. That is all food for thought for you all. You can all mull over that. Yeah, you can all mull over that. I've just seen what's going on in chat. I've seen that Moose has retracted a message. I can't see what it is. So what we'll do then is we'll have a look at what went on in the rest of the championship. I'll just go down this page to make sure there are no despicable adverts that will put me in prison forever. Nope. All right, and so this is provided by Sportsmo. This is just all the goings on in the January transfer window from all the championship clubs. Yeah. So Birmingham brought in Kevin Long from Burnley, Reda Kadra from Brighton on loan, and they signed permanently Emmanuel Longello. Out, Jonathan Lecco left to MK Dons, and Placheta went back to Norwich at the end of his loan. Blackburn signed Sober Thomas initially on loan from Huddersfield, losing George Hurst at the end of his loan, loaning out James Brown to Donny, and then Dillian Marconde going on loan to Aberdeen. Blackpool brought in a couple of players. Josh Bowler returned. Morgan Rogers is a good signing. Tom Treble, that's a very, very decent signing from them. Championship experience. And Charlie Good as well. Could be a solid one. Reece Williams, though, left at the end of his loan from Liverpool. That's the biggest exit from the Tangerines this window. Bristol City brought in Mehmeti and Harry Cornick, two strikers, replacing Antoine Semenyo, who went to Bournemouth for £9 million or thereabouts. Tim Closer and Chris Martin both released, end of an era, and Daniel Bentley, number one goalkeeper for them, went out permanently to Wolves. Burnley bought in Lyle Foster from Westerlo. They had a brilliant announcement video for that. Michael Obafemi is another decent signing from Swansea there for Vincent Kompany's side. And they've cleared out a lot of players on loan as well. Matt Loughton, Wout Weghorst. God. Yeah. Cardiff didn't really do much. Only brought in Carver on loan from FC Midtjylland. Sean Morrison left the club. Niels and Kunku's loan ended from Everton, and Curtis Nelson went out to Blackpool. And Sabri Lamucci has a bit of a job on his hands in the Welsh capital, let's be honest. And for Coventry, Brook Norton-Cuffy came in. He was on loan at Rotherham at the first half of the season. He's gone there on loan from Arsenal. Wilson Esbrand has gone on loan from Man City as well. That's a decent signing. Sean Maguire on a 3S Championship experience, and Luke McNally is someone that I believe we were vaguely linked with. Martin Waghorn gone out on loan to Huddersfield. Todd Kane left on loan as well. I'd say that's a decent window for Cov. Huddersfield, though, they brought in a hell of a lot. Matt Loughton, Florian Camberi, Anthony Knockaert, recalled Romani Edmonds-Green, recalled Scott High, recalled Josh Koroma, brought in Martin Waghorn on loan. Sober Thomas shouldn't be in there. He left on loan. He didn't come in on loan. And then Thomas Vaklik in goal. That's a really, really surprising signing. But kudos to him for finishing it off. They've missed out Harry Vaughan in there. But Chadwick, that's a loan. That's a loan. He didn't go permanently to Boston. Randell Williams going out to Bolton. Brandon Fleming, Dokan Sinic, Harvey Cartwright, Tyler Smith going out on loan. Uriel Felly signing, then going out on loan. Scott and Emmanuel going out permanently as well. Luton, decent window. Marvellous Nakamba, a big deadline day signing. Cody Drama, a decent signing as well from Leeds on loan. Losing though Harry Cornick will be a blow. Borough, another decent window. Across. Well, there's been a lot of decent windows in the Championship. Cameron Archer on loan from Villa is a really, really good signing for Michael Carrick. And Dan Barlaser is impressive in central midfield as well. Not any major losses going out either, really. The only sort of half notable one is Duncan Watmore going into Millwall there. Ollie Burke, another decent signing for them alongside Watmore. Benica Fobe, the big one, leaving the club. Norwich, Marquinhos on loan. That's such a good signing for them. Yeah, that's all there really is. Christos Solis coming back in from the end of his loan at FC Twente, and Placheta, the end of his loan at Birmingham as well. But Marquinhos is one hell of a signing for them on loan. Todd Cantwell going out to Rangers is their biggest departure, but then he's fell off the cliff, really, hasn't he? Preston bringing in Liam Delap and Josh Onomar, one on loan, one free. Very, very impressive deals. Onomar Championship experience. Liam Delap, such a high ceiling for him. QPR Jamal Lowe is a big name signing there. That's a really that he could be really, really effective for them. Although we managed to keep him quiet at the weekend. Reading didn't really do anything, really. Rotherham, though. Tariq Fosu going in, Bailey Wright going in, Domingos Keener going in, John Hugill, Connor Coventry. But they did lose. But they let Bola go out on loan, but they lost High. They lost Barlaser. They lost Norton Cuffy as well. Sheffield United didn't really need to do anything. They've just let Amisa go out on loan. That's the biggest one, young goalkeeper. Stoke, Kiana Hoover on loan from Wolves is a big one. Bear Sanchelina, we were linked with him in the summer. Sarkic is another decent loan signing from Wolves. Twan Zabi on loan as well from Man United on deadline day, along with Ben Pearson on loan from Bournemouth. Loaned Aidan Flint out. Lost Harry Souttar, though, on deadline day to Leicester. There's nothing they could really do to stop that move, really. Letting Joe Bursitt go is a very, very interesting move as well. Joe Gallagher going in for Sunderland. That's their big addition, but did lose out. They did lose Ellis Sims. He went back to Everton. Swansea didn't really do anything. Lost Obafemi on deadline day. Watford had a decent window. Ryan Porteous going in. That's a good signing. Asomba Longa, Wesley Hoop really strengthened their back line with Porteous and Hoop going in. Letting Will Trooster-Con go out on loan. Wouldn't have thought that was going to happen a year ago. And Domingos Keener as well. West Brom brought in Chalabar, Nathaniel Chalabar on deadline day. And then Kenneth Sahore left as well. That was a bit of a nightmare spell at West Brom for him, wasn't it? And then Wigan, they did a lot of business. They did a lot of business. Aziz, Corker, Matt Kelly, Rekic, Sinani. That's a lot of business. A lot of business done in the January window all across the Championship. Yeah. And breathe. And breathe. Yeah, I said Elder will go because he's got Fleming long term. His plans long term lay with Brandon Fleming, and I think Elder will just go. That's just the way I think it'll be. I am going to Stoke. Who do I think will be the bottom three at the end of the season? Wigan, Blackpool, and one of Huddersfield or Cardiff. I don't think anyone else is really at threat. But Birmingham, though, that's a decent shout, though, Ashley. That's a team on a very slippery slope. Dallow, a good loan. Agreed. Blackpool, what with Big Mick McCarthy? With Dinosaur McCarthy in charge. Oh, yeah, of course. Charlie Patino, yeah. I should have seen that one coming. Right then, let's go back to Coxey's starred comment. Halfway stage of the season, all players back fit. What's my lineup and formation? Well, we have a lot of depth in all areas. We've got in goal, Ingram, Baxter, Darlow, Lotatala. Right back, we've got Christie and Coyle. Centre backs, we've got Jones, got Greaves. In fact, no, I'm not going to put Greavesy in that bracket. We've got McLaughlin. We've got Figueiredo. Who else have we got centre half wise? We haven't really, have we? Centre half wise, we are thinner in centre half than other areas, but that's because Greaves has been moved out to left back. So Greavesy and Elder. Then in sort of holding midfield, we've got Seri, Woods, and Simons. A little bit further forward, we've got Doherty, Slater, Tufan. Other centre mids. What other centre mids have we got? Tufan, Doherty. I suppose you could put Callum Jones in that bracket as well in terms of further forward players. And then attacking midfielders, we've got Pelkas, we've got Adama Traore. Who else have we attacking midfield wise? Who else have we got? I think that's about all you'd put in that category, really, isn't there? I think that's about all I'd put in that category, Pelkas and Traore. And then wide right, we've got Longman, Alayar, Ebiowi. In fact, I'm going to put Longman on the other side when I'm doing this, when I'm just thinking about depth. Alayar, Ebiowi, Longman. Yeah, left side then we've got Longman and Connolly. Connolly not primarily that sided, of course. And then that leaving up top, we've got Oscar Estupinian and Benjamin Tete. That's impressive depth. That's really, really, really impressive depth. I'll share the window, the Word doc. That depth is really, really, really impressive. But in terms of what I'd go for, so with everybody fit, I'd probably have to go with Darlow in goal. I'd go with Christie, Jones, McLaughlin, and Greaves. Now, I don't necessarily agree with having Jacob Greaves at left back. I think Elder works better overall in that role. but can't drop McLaughlin or Alfie Jones. And Greavesy is playing well enough, so has to be in there somewhere, somehow. I then have Seri in holding mid with Slater and Alexa, shut up. Alexa just flashed up. With Slater and Pelkas as the number 10, with Pelkas as the number 10. Then I'd have Ebiowi on the right. I'd have Aliar Syed Manesh on the left. And then up top, I'd have Oscar. It's very, very harsh on Aaron Connolly. It's very, very, very harsh on Aaron Connolly. Especially after his performance. But with Ebiowi fit, with Aliar fit, not sure where they fit in. It's harsh on Doc. It's harsh on Tufan. It's harsh on Woods. It's harsh on Simons. It's harsh on Elder. It's harsh on Coyle. It's harsh on Ingram. Plus, we've still not seen Traore yet. But with everybody fit, that's the team I'd go for. That's the team I'd go for. Not sure about Seri as the holder. Didn't play as well as usual in that position, but he always plays that position. It's just a difference as to whether he has one or two along there with him. Who's the next 6? Seri plays 6 to 8, but his effects looks like 10. Yeah, he plays deep. He plays deeper, but the way he influences our team, yeah. And who you sub Oscar for, Connolly or Tete? I bring Connolly on and Tete on. Tete for Oscar and Connolly for one of the wingers. That's what I'd do. Yeah. But that's what I'd go for anyway. That's what I'd go for. Yeah, I'd go for Darlow in goal. Back 4, Christie, Jones, McLaughlin, Greaves. Midfield 3, Seri, Slater and Pelkas. With Ebiowi and Ali are the wingers. And Estupinian up top. And Dimmy would be playing the number 10 role in there. Effectively. For me anyway, that's the role that he'd be administered. He would be the more creative player of that midfield 3. But I've just done it in that thing. So I've done it like that because it's easier, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, Pelkas is on loan, but I think that will get made permanent. So to finish off then, are we happy with our January transfer window? Drop your thoughts in chat. I've just dropped my bottle lid. That's good. Yeah, says Keiki. Musa says mid. So happy for Aaron. Yeah, shame about that winger not coming in. Yeah, no Madison or Eves. I agree with Eves, but I can't get behind Madison, I'm afraid. Yeah, happy. Could have been perfect with the Conrad signing, but we've left January stronger, so that will do for me. Only criticism is not extending Emmanuel's contract and loaning him out. Ooh, that's an interesting take. That's a very, very interesting take indeed. And on that take from Ashley, that is where we will end. I will see you on Friday for a preview. And yeah, transfer window's done. Transfer window is done. So yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. Take care, and I'll see you on Friday for the preview ahead of the Cardiff game. Take care, and goodbye.